Breath of the Wild is home to a whole host of mysterious and unsettling places, some of which hold the biggest secrets in all of Zelda. From ancient civilizations to monstrous constructs and a desolate mountain region, Breath of the Wild's take on Hyrule is by far the most ambitiously complex and diverse world we have seen from Nintendo. Every corner of Hyrule hosts some kind of riddle or unanswered question, and every unanswered question leaves us, the players, wanting to know much, much more. But in this video, we won't be delving into the secrets of the Akala Citadel, or uncovering the truth of the ancient Zonai tribe, or even taking on the heavens in an attempt to break down the godly serpent spirits. Oh no, in this video we'll be covering a location so dark and dense and so mysterious that even the evil King Ganondorf had struggled to navigate. A place home to a fatherly guardian, who not only watches over his region like a hawk, but also watches and protects one of the most powerful relics to ever exist in Hyrule. We're of course referring to the Lost Woods. The Lost Woods is a richly dense forest that has baffled Zelda theorists for years. It is featured in tons of Zelda games, such as A Link to the Past, A Link Between Worlds, Majora's Mask, and many, many more. The forest usually serves as a dungeon location or a secret meeting spot, or a hiding place for a powerful artifact. It's often populated by a childlike race called the Kokiri Children, or otherwise known as Koroks, which are tree-like beings with human traits. And of course, the forest protector, the Great Guardian Deku Tree. Straight away it's very clear that the Lost Woods is not a normal place. There's a strange and certainly dark magic to it. There's music in the air, and the only way to escape is to follow the music. If you fail to do so, you could get lost in the forest. Now in other versions of the Lost Woods before Breath of the Wild, getting lost in the woods is very dangerous. The dark magic often curses you to become a skeletal creature known as a Stalfos, or a wooded creature known as a Deku Scrub, or just simply a small imp known as a Skull Kid. This is not only told throughout Zelda games, but is also showcased heavily by the sheer number of Stalfos, Deku Scrubs and Skull Kids that roam the forest. And in Ocarina of Time this is proven once more. During the Begoron Sword trading sequence, Link must visit the Lost Woods in search of a rare delicate mushroom from a strange adult fellow named Grog. After obtaining this mushroom and giving it to a witch in Kakariko village, we return to the same exact location where we left the man to find a young Kokiri girl named Fado. She explains that the guy isn't here anymore, and that anybody who comes into the forest will be lost. Everybody will become a Stalfos. Everybody Stalfos. So he's not here anymore. A bone-chilling and frightening reality, I know. Endless poor souls infected with this mysterious curse. And although some we welcome the fate, as these are likely to be corrupt evil beings, only entering the woods in seek of power, and thus stopped within their tracks by an endless spiralling maze. But others could merely be wanderers, adventurers, or just helpless people in search of safety or peace like Grog. But now they are trapped, not only within the boundaries of the endless trees and pathways, but trapped within the bones of a Stalfos, turning on the people who enter the woods, turning on friends and family if they dare to enter. And of course, the worst part, they eventually die alone in these woods. But although previous games have made it clear about the curses and dangers of the Lost Woods, Breath of the Wild's Lost Woods appears to be very different. Although the premise of the woods is very much the same, an eerie wood in a remote location within Hyrule, which is surrounded by thick dense trees, making it difficult to navigate, and only being guided by the repeating music and engulfing fog. Yet something is off. Something is very, very different. The Lost Woods, or otherwise known as the Great Hyrule Forest, appears to have lost its biggest predators. No Stalfos, no Deku Scrubs, no Skull Kids, and certainly no Wolfos. In fact, the wood appears to be, at first glance anyway, curseless. Until you go the wrong way, that is, and are quickly swallowed by the terrifying, intoxicatingly magical dense fog which pops you back at the start of the wood, all gloopy looking and skeletal looking and... Okay, so you don't spawn at the start looking all messed up and whatnot, but the question does still remain. What happened to the curse placed upon the woods? Well, in order to find this out, two very important questions must be answered first. Firstly, who cursed the woods in the first place? And secondly, why were the woods cursed in the first place? Well, the why part is easy. Most of the time, the Lost Woods is holding something valuable, like a spiritual stone in Ocarina of Time, or the fabled Master Sword in Breath of the Wild and Twilight Princess. Simple enough, the curse acts as a protective barrier to keep intruders out and far away from the specific item within the wood. But who actually cursed the woods is the biggest mystery. Some believe the curse is the work of the Golden Goddesses, others believe it was the work of Hylia, and some believe Link cursed the woods for added protection of the Master Sword. While I like some of these ideas and they have some really great theories surrounding them, but my money is on this guy, the guardian and protector of the woods himself. I mean, who knows the woods better than the very beating heart of the woods? A powerful, wise old guardian of the forest, seeing everything and hearing everything within the trees. The very trees within the woods of Breath of the Wild carry the face of the Deku Tree, and he sees and hears everything through them. But we aren't done yet. This video is about the curse set upon the Lost Woods. And who else do we know who knows a lot about curses? The Kokiri. And who does the Kokiri worship? The Deku Tree. But more importantly, the Deku Tree also knows a lot about curses. The beginning dungeon of Ocarina of Time is all about breaking the curse on the Deku Tree by killing the parasite Gohma inside him. The Deku Tree himself is certain it is a curse that is killing him, a curse set upon him by Ganondorf for not giving him the spiritual stone. This is the very thing he was trying to prevent. An evil being such as Ganondorf entering his woods and hurting his people, hurting him and taking the precious items that he had been entrusted to protect. This is why I believe he cursed the Lost Woods in the first place, in an attempt to protect the heart of the woods from all outsiders. Only it wasn't as effective as he wanted, because the nature of the curse led to evil entities roaming the deepest parts of the wood. This made it unsafe for the Kokiri, or the Koroks, but also innocent people were losing their lives. The curse wasn't able to differentiate the good and the evil intruders, meaning that everyone would have been cursed together. And shortly after the Deku Tree passed, due to Ganondorf's curse on him, I believe the curse he set on the forest died too. Hence why when Link returns 7 years later to the forest, it's overrun with foes. Now when the Deku Tree sprout finally matures, I believe this is when the changes to the woods happened, but more importantly, the changes to the curse on the woods. I think the Deku Tree managed to adapt and enhance the curse in such a way that would not only dispel foes from its secrets, but also make the woods a much safer environment. Breath of the Wild is where I believe we see this new curse in full effect. The music puzzle still exists as a way of guiding the visitor, and if one were to lose their way, they are not changed into a skeletal being, but merely transported back to the start of the woods, free to leave with no sudden change to their appearance. The wicked shape and sight of the woods and trees mixed with the eerie fog should be enough to scare off most visitors, and the constant warping back to the start would frustrate even the most cunning creatures that enter. And in fact, almost no deadly creatures dwell here at all, proving once more that the old curse has indeed been lifted for a new, safer and more complex curse. The Lost Woods is a very fascinating place, and although we know very little about its secret magic, it's great fun to theorise over possible mysteries that may lurk within. But let me know what you think. Did the Deku Tree really create this powerful but wrongful curse? And who or what changed the way the curse works in Breath of the Wild? Thank you so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed, then leave a like, and why not consider subscribing to the channel for future Zelda content. A huge thanks to my YouTube membership supporters for your generous contributions. It really does help me to create these videos. And if any of you would like to have your name featured at the end of my videos, as well as many other benefits, then consider supporting me via the YouTube membership for as little as 99 pence per month. And once again, cheers for watching, and I'll see you next time.